civilians. Why is the local county commissioner's court or the sheriff calling you a civilian? Are they military? Yes, it's military martial law, my friends. This is the definition of it. All of you are considered to be criminals according to the new training that our police have been given. Our police have been militarized. They're calling us civilians. They're saying now that if this country goes to a red alert, you will not be allowed to leave your home. If you do, you'll be considered an enemy. They're saying that they'll keep your children at the public schools and relocate them to secret locations and that you can't come pick them up. This in the Washington Post and the daily papers in New Jersey. I'm getting school letters faxed to me from rural Arkansas where they show them red alert drills and don't give the children food that day so it's more real for them. And then the white buses pull up and the U.S. Army practices loading them onto the vehicles. I mean, this is all documented. It's right out of hell on earth, right out of the Twilight Zone. And let's get into concentration camps and internment camps. A North Carolina congressman said that the Japanese internment camps were good in America and that maybe we need them for American citizens. Under a red alert, the Courier-Post reported that the head of anti-terrorism, Sid Casperson in New Jersey, in a press conference with the governor, James McGreevey, said if the nation escalates to red alert, which is the highest in the color-coded readiness against terror, you will be assumed by authorities to be an enemy if you so much as venture outside your home. And it goes on to say a red alert would also tear away virtually all personal freedoms to move about and associate. Folks, this is textbook maximum martial law. I mean, in the old Soviet Union or in China today, you can go out at night. And so now it's not a need for a terrorist attack. It's just go to a red alert. We won't let you have your kids. We're going to bus them to FEMA centers. And we saw articles back in '99 where they were doing these drills with FEMA at your public schools. And they go on to say, you literally are staying home is what happens unless you're required to be out. And then we interviewed this county commissioner, Dave Schultz. It was first reported in KXLY. It's the Okanagan County Commissioner. And he saw federal documents that their national park there is to be used as a concentration camp. Back in 2002, there was articles in Newsmax. They found the federal purchase orders, the bid offers for 3 1 million man relocation centers. And by the way, I've been faxed internal documents from the U.S. Postal Service in Kansas City and Austin where federal employees won't be allowed to leave during a red alert and they'll have armed guards that won't let them leave. This is all just training you that the government can do whatever they want to you and your children whenever they want. I mean, this is a military dictatorship, but it's all to keep you safe from terror. But it all mirrors what we see in North Korea. They do the exact same thing in North Korea. And then, of course, the LA Times reported camps for citizens, Ashcroft's hellish vision. Attorney General John Ashcroft announced desire for camps for U.S. citizens he deems to be enemy combatants has moved him from merely being a political embarrassment to being a constitutional menace. State prepares for bioterrorism. Executive orders give governor additional powers. Rocky Mountain News. State of Colorado could seize antibiotics, cremate disease-ridden corpses, and under extreme circumstances dig mass graves under executive orders drafted for the use in the event of bioterrorism attack. If there's an attack, you know it's going to be the government. And who runs all this? When they're looking for snipers, or which the Northwoods U.S. government terror plan calls for, U.S. government to launch sniper attacks, then frame patsies, actually says that. NORTHCOM, new military command, is to run all this, the surveillance, the camps, everything, and they've used them in their hover drones and everything, even in the sniper case, which they're behind, obviously. Ex-prisoners may get policing role. They're getting so desperate in Europe, and they've now started doing this in the U.S. quietly, they're recruiting violent offenders to run this. Stalin did the same thing. I mean, folks, they're going right down the line. Maximum tyranny, check. Maximum tyranny. Federal taking over the churches with the faith-based initiative. Federal touchscreens going in, federally funded. Federal judges over all the elections. I mean, it's just hiring violent paramilitary offenders to, shake you down because they're criminals. They'll do this. And the sitcoms and the movies show the cops torturing. Tonight here at the studio shooting this, they had on that L.A. Law show, and they were torturing some guy to get answers out of him. I mean, you can't turn the TV on without them warping your minds. UK may cordon off cities after terror attacks, lock down cities, army out at protests, filming demonstrators. Pentagon considers mass graves. U.S. factory boss guilty of slavery. Doctors bill forced vaccinations. Force you to take these vaccinations. The good news is, though, the LA Times reported, out of the 20 major cities, Chicago, New York, all of them, only 296 people, medical workers, doctors, have agreed to take this dangerous vaccine. They say locking the cities down will cause an atmosphere that'll spread infectious disease. Now they've taken the smallpox shot, it's spreading off the arm onto other people. Citing dangers, experts warn against vaccinating children. Minnesota State has mass smallpox vaccine plan, but they can't make you do it now because the police and firemen and doctors are refusing because they go, wait a minute, the smallpox shot doesn't even protect me against weaponized smallpox, and it only spreads from touch. If I wear masks and gloves, I can't get it. Why do you want me to take this? See, folks are waking up. They want to set a precedent to put what they want in your body when they want, and there are major scientific reports that almost all the major vaccines have cancer viruses in them and a hormone added that when given to babies attacks the cerebral cortex during brain development. It's like in Brave New World where they x-ray the eggs, you know, to dumb people down. I mean, you couldn't write something this bizarre. People wouldn't believe it. But they first announced they were going to vaccinate 11 million of us. Now it's like 296 in all the major cities combined. That's good news. Another report here, doctors have been bribed and bullied parents into MMR jabs. That's because 99% of the British people now believe the MMR jab is brain-damaging children. In a major poll, smallpox vaccinations start poorly. Again, it reports that out of 20,000 they wanted to take it in Connecticut, only 4 healthcare workers showed up to get it. That's AP. Bush proposes producing more bioterror vaccines. They want to set this Homeland Security bureaucracy to give you dozens of forced bioterror vaccines. Anthrax jabs mutiny widens amid fears of cancer sterility. The troops are all refusing because so many of them are dropping dead and can't have children after they take it. This is all part of eugenics programs. Anywhere they can force you to do it, schools, military, they're doing it. And now they want to turn the whole country into a prison. Gulf War-bound troops go to sperm banks because they've heard that it makes them sterile. U.S. troops. Los Angeles, Associated Press. Justice Department seeks to seal vaccine papers. Thousands of lawsuits about brain damage and cancer viruses and hormones added as part of this Nazi bioterror attack launched by the government in the last few decades as the IQ drops in the population. This has been designed. It's Brave New World stuff, textbook. Homeland bill covers smallpox shot liability. New vaccine clause angers parents of autistic children. Scientists say bioterror threat exaggerated. Top scientists said, why force people to take smallpox? It doesn't even protect them. Anthrax jab rejected by half of British troops, saying it's dangerous. Forced vaccination haunts Gulf vets. Wired News, fresh fears over child vaccines. Vaccine critics gain allies in legislatures. Alzheimer's vaccine linked to strokes. Increase in autism baffles scientists. All children may be vaccinated against hepatitis B for no reason. Testing the first AIDS vaccine, they discuss making it mandatory. Hospitals balk at smallpox vaccine program. Hospital workers refuse to take it. There's no law in England yet to take the MMR jab, but doctors have been ordered, they want to be paid. They have to deny care to people, and they won't take the shots. And they do the same thing here in America. It's not the law, but your doctors will refuse because the AMA told them they had to. Well, that's not even true. It's criminal. My friends, I'm desperate to warn you. I'm desperate for you to research this like I do every waking hour, desperately trying to warn America. Please check out Infowars.com every day. You know, people, I don't want to make my films 3 hours long. You know, some of them are. Look at this stack. This is what we didn't have time to cover in this film. And frankly, there's a whole other stack over there. I mean, look at these. Foreign troops, land grabs, genetic engineering, God, cancer viruses, admitted protegene. I'm naming the companies. Right here in Texas, 96 planting locations, corn jumping into soybeans, propaganda, mind control, thought control, homeland security, the economy, Second Amendment, fake terror alerts, government sex trade. Oh, man. Oh, God. DynCorp caught with the UN kidnapping 200,000 children and women and shipping them to slave camps. I mean, it's just calmly admitted. AP Reuters, and you never heard about it on the news. Borders, immigration, getting rid of our sovereignty. Motives, what the globalists get out of all this. Cashless society, control